Woodturning is a special craft that has been around for centuries. People have been shaping wood on a lathe for a long time. There's something magical about transforming a rough piece of wood into something beautiful and useful. It could be a simple bowl or an intricate spindle. The spinning wood and the sharp tool work together in a dance. This process is incredibly satisfying with quick results. The appeal of woodturning is easy to understand. It's a hands-on activity where you feel the wood and guide the tools. Each piece of wood is different, making every project a new adventure. Many find woodturning relaxing. The hum of the lathe and the focus required can be calming. Woodturning lets you be creative, making all sorts of things like bowls, pens, platters, and tool handles. As you get more skilled, you can try more complex designs and experiment with different shapes and sizes. There's always a new technique to try or a new idea to explore. For me, there's a real sense of accomplishment. You start with raw material provided by nature. With your hands and tools, you shape it and bring out its hidden beauty. When you finish a piece, you can hold it, use it, or give it as a gift. There's a lot of pride in that. It's a connection to a long tradition of craftsmanship, and it's something you can share with others. That's the true magic of woodturning. It's more than just making things. It's about the whole experience. The process of woodturning is a journey of discovery. Each piece of wood has its own story to tell. As you turn, you uncover the unique patterns and colors hidden within. This connection to the material is deeply satisfying. Woodturning is a craft that rewards patience and practice. The more you turn, the better you get, and the more you appreciate the beauty of wood. Picking the right wood is crucial in bowl making. The type of wood affects how easy it is to turn, the look of the final bowl, and its durability. Some woods are soft and easy to cut, while others are hard and challenging. For beginners, it's best to start with forgiving woods. Green wood is popular for bowl turning. It's softer and easier to turn, but it can shrink and warp as it dries. Common green woods include maple, cherry, and birch. Dry wood is more stable but harder to turn. It can be tougher on tools. Woods like oak and walnut are often turned dry. When choosing dry wood, look for minimal cracks or knots. The grain pattern makes each bowl unique. Some woods have straight grain, while others have wild, swirly patterns. Spalted wood, with dark lines from fungi, can be striking. Burls have amazing complex patterns, but can be more difficult to turn. For your first few bowls, something with a predictable grain might be best. As you gain experience, you can explore more exotic and challenging woods. The choice of wood is like an artist choosing their canvas. Each type of wood offers different possibilities and challenges. The right wood can make a big difference in your final piece. Take your time to select the best wood for your project. It's all part of the learning journey. Enjoy the process of discovering the unique qualities of each type of wood. Enjoy the process of discovering the unique qualities of each type of wood. To start bowl turning, you need essential tools. The most important tool is the lathe, which spins the wood. For bowl turning, you need a sturdy lathe with variable speed control. Next, you need a good set of turning tools like chisels or gouges. A bowl gouge is essential for shaping both the outside and inside of the bowl. A parting tool is used for cutting grooves and separating the finished bowl from the waste wood. A scraper can help smooth out the surface, especially on the inside of the bowl. Keeping these tools sharp is critical for good results and safety. Safety gear is absolutely necessary. A full-face shield protects your eyes and face. A dust mask or respirator is important to protect your lungs from wood dust. Wear sturdy closed-toe shoes and avoid loose clothing or jewelry. To hold the wood on the lathe, a scroll chuck is very useful. A scroll chuck has jaws that can grip the wood securely. Another option is a faceplate, a metal disc that screws onto the lathe spindle. Having these basic tools and safety gear will set you up for a successful start in bowl turning. Safety and preparation are key to a successful wood turning experience. Before turning on the lathe, let's talk about safety. Wood turning is fun but can be dangerous if you're not careful. The wood is spinning at high speed and the tools are very sharp. Always read the manual for your lathe and other power tools. Understand how they work and their limitations. Never rush. Take your time and think about each step. Your workshop environment plays a big role in safety. Make sure your workspace is clean and well organized. Good lighting is essential to see clearly what you're doing. Ensure your lathe is stable and doesn't wobble. Check that all guards are in place on the lathe. Always know where the stop switch is and be able to reach it quickly. Always wear your face shield to protect against flying wood chips. A dust mask or respirator is a must to protect against fine wood dust. Wear appropriate clothing and tie back long hair. Avoid loose sleeves, dangling drawstrings, or anything that could get caught in the lathe. Inspect your wood blank carefully before mounting it. Look for cracks, loose knots, or any foreign objects like nails. Start at a slow speed, especially for large or out-of-balance pieces. Gradually increase the speed as the blank becomes more balanced. If you hear strange noises or feel excessive vibration, stop the lathe immediately. Safety is about developing good habits and making them part of your routine. Section 5. Getting started, mounting your wood blank securely. Once you've chosen your wood and have your safety gear on, it's time to mount the wood blank on the lathe. For bowls, there are a couple of common methods. The goal is to hold the wood securely so it doesn't fly off while spinning. An improperly mounted blank is a major hazard. One common way to start is with a faceplate. A faceplate is a flat metal disc that screws onto the headstock spindle of your lathe. Your wood blank is then screwed to the faceplate. Use sturdy screws that are long enough to get a good grip in the wood. Mark the center of your blank and try to center it on the faceplate. Another popular method involves using a scroll chuck. A scroll chuck has adjustable jaws that can grip the wood. To use a chuck, you often need to create a tenon or a recess on your wood blank. Once it's formed, you mount it in the chuck. Always double check that the blank is secure before turning on the lathe. Ensure the tailstock is brought up for extra support if possible. Stand to the side when you first turn on the lathe and start at a low speed. This way, if something is wrong, you're out of the direct line of fire. Section 6. The first cuts. Roughing out the bowl's exterior shape. With your wood blank securely mounted and spinning, it's time to make the first cuts. This stage is called roughing out. The goal is to turn your irregular block of wood into a round shape. You'll be using a bowl gouge for most of this work. Make sure it's sharp. Position your tool rest close to the wood, about a 1/4 inch away. Start the lathe at a slow speed, especially if the blank is large or unbalanced. As the blank becomes rounder and more balanced, you can gradually increase the speed. Begin cutting from the end of the blank, working towards the headstock. Use the bowl gouge with the flute pointing in the direction of the cut. Take light to medium cuts. Continue making passes along the length of the blank. Gradually, the square corners will disappear and the wood will become round. Keep an eye on the profile you're creating. Stop the lathe frequently to check your progress. Once the outside is round and roughly shaped to your liking, you've completed the first major step. It's very satisfying to see that rough block transform into a cylinder or a gentle curve. Section 7, hollowing out, creating the bowl's interior. Once the outside of your bowl is shaped and smooth, it's time to work on the inside. This is where the piece truly becomes a bowl. If you started with the blank on a faceplate, you'll likely need to remount it. You might have formed a tenon on the base of the bowl during the exterior shaping. Now you can grip this tenon with your scroll chuck. Make sure it's held securely. Reposition your tool rest across the opening of the bowl. Start near the center of the bowl. Drill a pilot hole if you like to guide your initial cuts. Begin to remove wood, working from the center outwards. You're creating a series of concentric rings, gradually widening the opening and deepening the interior. Pay close attention to the wall thickness of the bowl. Keep working your way down and out, refining the curve of the interior. Be patient. Hollowing takes time and practice. Listen to the sound of the tool cutting. A smooth hissing sound usually means you're cutting well. Section 8. Adding flair, simple decorative touches for your bowls. Once your bowl has its basic shape, you can think about adding some decorative details. These touches can really make your bowl stand out. Even simple details can add a lot of character and visual interest. One of the easiest ways to add decoration is by cutting beads or coves. A bead is a raised, rounded profile, while a cove is a concave, scooped-out profile. You can use a spindle gouge or a detail gouge to create these. Texturing is another way to add interest. There are special texturing tools that create patterns on the woods as it spins. You can also use a wire brush lightly on softer woods to raise the grain for a rustic look. Another technique is to burn lines into the wood by holding a piece of wire taut against the spinning wood. You can also consider adding color with wood dyes or stains. For beginners, focusing on clean lines, beads and coves is a great way to start. These details, when done well, show off your growing skill and attention to craftsmanship. Experiment with different techniques to find what you like best. Decorative touches can make your bowl unique and personal. Have fun and let your creativity shine. Section 9. The grand finale. Finishing and displaying your masterpiece. You've shaped your bowl, hollowed it out, and maybe added some nice details. Now it's time for the finishing touches. This is where you bring out the real beauty of the wood and protect your creation. The first step in finishing is sanding. Good sanding makes a huge difference in the final look and feel of your bowl. Start with a coarser grit sandpaper to remove any tool marks. Work your way through progressively finer grits of sandpaper. Sand both the inside and outside of the bowl. Pay attention to the rim and the foot. Once you're satisfied with the smoothness, you're ready to apply a finish. There are many types of finishes you can use on a bowl. For bowls that will hold food, a food-safe finish is essential. Options include walnut oil, mineral oil, or specialized food-safe bowl finishes. For decorative bowls, you have more options like lacquer, shellac, or polyurethane. Apply the finish according to the manufacturer's instructions. Once your finish is applied and cured, your bowl is complete. Remove it from the lathe carefully. Sign your work with your name or initials and the date on the bottom. Find a good place to display your creation. There's nothing quite like the satisfaction of holding a finished piece that you've made with your own hands. It's a testament to your patience, skill, and the beauty of wood.